those guys who are streets pushing a product. Is it correct, Francis?
That's correct. That is correct. I agree with you. I never looked at it that way, Eunice. But with that explanation, I agree.
Yeah, we normally say that nothing happens until somebody sells something. If you think about it, those solutions you're making, if they don't get the customer, nothing will happen apart from your business going down. Nothing else, as in there will be no money, no jobs. Absolutely nothing will happen if you don't sell the product, if the product doesn't get people who want to use it. So the work of a salesperson is to help customers find solutions to their pains, to their problems, or to their aspirations and to their desires. So your work is to help them do that. All right. Faith, you need to mute people. All right. Yes. So, yeah, please mute people as they come in. Okay, so today is a very interesting day. And before I start, it is important that you all introduce yourselves. Please introduce yourself on the chat. Tell us who you are, that is your name. Tell us where you're joining us from. Also, tell us what you sell. And basically, when I say what you sell, it's what solution do you provide for who? Please share in the chat. You never know that your customers could be here. This is one of the webinars where we got people who, you know, found each other and realized they can be partners in the business. So please type in the chat your name, where are you joining us from, what solution do you provide, or rather, what do you sell, and to who? Who do you sell it to? Basically, who your customer is. All right, and we will go through them as we progress. Okay. So today we're having a discussion on B2B sales. And what is your understanding of B2B? Could I get some responses? What is your understanding of B2B? Who is B2B? What does B2B means? Let me hear. When you volunteer yourself, you get an opportunity to introduce yourself. So please volunteer. What do you understand by B2B? I know it was in the quiz.
Eunice, I'm sure Eunice, I'm sure there are many others who can be able to answer. I had already answered. So yes. Let me give an opportunity for others.
Yeah, others, please raise your hand or just unmute yourself and share. What do you understand by B2B? Feel free. This is a free space for you to share. I see we have, let me see. Are people scared of introducing themselves? Fantas Kamau, joining from Nairobi. Are you scared of saying what B2B is? And I'm sure you do B2B. Josephine Mwaniki from CIC Asset Management. Steve Combo, financial solutions to financial institutions. Okay. Who else is here? Julia Onyango, sell medical equipment and consumables to clinics. Vincent, CEO Safeline Farm. You sell animal feeds and what else? Animal feeds. All right, so can I volunteer you, Vincent? What do you understand by B2B?
Thank you, Eunice. In my understanding, B2B is business-to-business transactions where you would want your company to deal with other corporates, either in acquiring raw materials or supplying goods or acquiring services or providing services.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Vincent. I can see Irene Joroge's hand is up. Please go ahead and introduce yourself. This is your moment to say what you sell and as you answer my question.
Thank you, Eunice. I am off camera because we are in the dark here. Irene Joroge, I am a mental health clinician and behavioral therapist, and I work at Cafric Center. We provide or sell mental health solutions. And yeah, we engage in B2B selling. We work with organizations to provide employee or organizational mental well-being. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Irene. Yeah, so that's the conversation we are going to be having. B2B means business to business, whereby a business is selling to another business. Let me know, let me know if you can see my screen. Okay. Yeah, so today we're going to look at, what is your sales process as a B2B, or rather as a person who is selling to businesses? What is your sales process? We'll look at that. And what is, what is your sales process? Why should you care about the process? How do you create one? And how do you implement it? So that's what we are going to be looking at today. And before I start, just to let you know, just a little bit about 20X Entrepreneur. My name, as Derek introduced me, is Eunice Minor. I'm the sales trainer and coach at 20X Entrepreneur. And a 20X Entrepreneur is a sales accelerator company. So what we do is to help your businesses accelerate sales to 20 times. So 20X means 20 times. How do we do that? We do sales consultancy, in this case, whereby we do what we call a sales audit to see whether you have the right system, the right processes that can support sales. And once we do that, then we are looking at, what is missing and what need to be done. Some of these solutions could be sales training for your team, or coaching, or sales recruitment, or it could be that your people are not networking enough. So we provide the solutions that are needed after we audit your institution. Our aspiration at 20X Entrepreneur is that you grow your sales from X to 20 times, from X to 20X. I'm a mathematician, so you will see a lot of, the X's. We're still finding the value of X. So value of X in this case, it is where you are, that is how much you're making in terms of sales now, to 20 times in 3 to 5 years. That's our aspiration, that's our dream. But I believe that you have your dream. How many times do you want to grow? So you can put that down in your notebook. How many times do you want to grow? It's your dream, and all dreams are valid. And what we do is to work with your dream. When you come to us, you say, this is how much I want to grow. And we work with you to make sure that you grow. That means including, doing many things to ensure that you get to where you want to go. So we are not just a sales training company, we are a sales accelerator company. Yeah, so we talked about B2B, what it means, and what makes B2B sales process different from the B2C? One of the reasons why it's different is the decision-making process. B2C means you're selling from business to customer. Of course, we have others where it's B2B2C, whereby you're a business selling to a business that will eventually reach your customers. For example, if you're, which example can I use? If you say you sell motorbikes and you've partnered with a microfinance institution. And therefore, you as a business, you sell to the microfinance institution that gives loans to the end user so that they can access their motorbike. That's a B2B2C. Then we have B2C, whereby it is you as a business that you're targeting direct customers or direct consumers. Now, if you're looking at B2C, it means that if I'm selling cake, it is very simple. The decision-making process is whether I want the cake or not, or whether you targeted the right person or not. But for B2B, the decision-making process is longer. It takes time, and you could actually go around for years if you don't get it right, okay? Most of the businesses have complex needs. For example, in our company at 20X, we do sales management consultants, whereby businesses outsource the sales management to us. When we get there, it's quite a lot of, parts that keep moving. So it's a bit complex. It's not as easy as selling to consumers. And we have said it's a longer sales cycle. For consumer goods, someone can just make a decision to buy, who is selling? Yeah, animal feed, cow, feeds for cow. It's either the cow needs feed or not. So it's just choosing you as a company where I can buy from. And then of course, for B2B, we are looking at very high deal sizes, or you're looking at bigger amounts, and that makes the B2B sales process a bit different. So I want to ask, can you share with us your current B2B sales process? How do you, a process is, it demonstrates what comes after what. So what do you do, then what, then what? That's a process. So who is willing to share how you do your B2B sales? This is a conversation. When you come on Thursdays, please know that we make it very consultative. We make it very engaging so that we get to understand your needs and we're able to help you. So who will go first? Let me see who is doing B2B sales. Oh, yes, Irene, thank you. Thank you for volunteering. Now, if you don't volunteer, it will be hard for you to be heard. Go on, Irene. What is your process currently?
Thank you, Eunice. As I said, we provide mental health solutions, and our B2B engagements are for a very linear process. One is that we offer webinars, free webinars that are targeted to the businesses or organizations that we see potential to partner with or to collaborate with to provide employee well-being or staff well-being to them. So through the webinars, then we invite organizations that would benefit, and we provide, we're able to share the solutions that we have, what our approach is, what our model is, and what is the return on investment for the organizations engaging in employee well-being. Following that, then we follow up on the leads that are coming from organizations. And when we engage with, can you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry, yeah, we don't have power, so internet, the Wi-Fi is not working, and I think the data is not very good. So what I was saying is that after the webinars, we follow up, and our next process is to do assessments on the organizations that show interest in terms to scope their needs, to scope what is going on in the organization. And when we are able to review the status or the situation in the organization, we engage in what solutions we can provide, and we tailor-make our solutions to the organization. So that's the process we have.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Irene. Thank you so much. George Oma. And if you're able to put on your video, the better. If you're not, it's all right. Go ahead. It always helps when you put your video on because people get to know you, people get to see you, and they connect with you. Go ahead, George.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I believe you guys are all doing fine. So thank you again for having such a nice platform to on our side, like, okay, this is not my first time to be here. Actually, now this is my third time, and pleasure to be here. So like now what we do in CloudPay. So I first introduced CloudPay as a digital finance payment solution for small and medium businesses. So our main focus is basically on payment. We help the institution, we help the companies, we provide them with a solution that they can use to do, they can use to pay their employees in terms of payroll. They can as well use it to do what we call bulk payment. So bulk payment is a session where you can pay money to either a mobile wallet or bank wallet at a very affordable fee. So when I speak of affordable fee, I mean the transaction cost. From our platform to, let's say, to a mobile wallet, we charge 49 bob. Then from our platform to, let's say, to bank wallet, we charge 50 bob. Then apart from that, we also have other extra services that we are rendering. So one of them, just recently, we partner with a company called Lendy. So right now we are issuing loans to businesses. So apart from that, we are also doing what we call salary advance loan, whereby we understand the pain that most businesses are facing right now. So it might be maybe in the middle of the month, and yet maybe there's not enough capital, and employees are really requesting for what we call advance. So we come in, we give them salary advance on your behalf, and then at the end of the month, you pay us with a small interest rate, just 2% interest rate.
Okay, so what is your process? How do you find your customers? How do you make your customers in sales? Remember, people only buy from people they know, like, and trust. So what is that process? How do you make people know you? How do you make them like you? And how do you make them trust you? That's what we call a sales process. You've described your product, and that's good. So yes. What is your sales process? How do you find your clients?
Okay, right now we are currently using a software called Apollo. So Apollo is a platform that you can use to get the prospect. So currently I can say, yeah, Apollo really worked for us. Then we get referrals from the current business that we are partner with. They give us referrals. Then apart from that, we also do what we call physical visit, where we can have a visit, maybe a company. Then from there, we introduce ourselves with the services that we are rendering. Then apart from that, when they decide to give us a listening ear, then we organize what we call a demo. So demo is a session where we go physically, we introduce ourselves together with the product, how our product works, the solution, how we are giving with, but we have to first to understand their pain point first. So once we understand their pain first, and then from there we'll know if our product can really help them. And yes, if it is yes, then we go ahead and we do what now we call onboarding. But if the product itself is not going to be of help to them, then we have other brands within now what we call the CB. Now CB means creative brand now. So creative brand, we have different brands that maybe we feel like maybe this brand might be of help, or this product might be of help to them, and then we just move forward.
All right. Thank you so much, George. And I'm curious, what keeps you coming for these sessions every Thursday? And you know 7 p.m. is time for dinner.
Yeah, actually since I'm the person in charge of sales, and you know, such kind of platform, I believe for my own personal growth, and as well as for my product as well, I think 20X webinar, I believe is one of the best platform that, yes, I can use maybe to get referrals, and as well as to get to know what other people are doing outside here.
Awesome. Thank you, George. I can see Saham Cleaning. Who is Saham Cleaning? Saham Cleaning, you've raised your hand. Go ahead, tell us your sales process.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, but we can't see you.
Sorry. in an accessible place to video, but I hope my voice will be enough to explain myself. So my name is Mary Gadara. I'm the head of marketing at Saham Cleaning Services. We are based in Nairobi, and we extend our services in offering facility management services, such as cleaning and other support solutions, which include landscaping, pest control and fumigation, and waste management. So you asked about the sale process. Maybe I can just give a highlight of what we do when it comes to our sales process. So first of all is through market research. You understand that you also have to be able to identify your target market in the market, because you find different institutions in different classes of development. So through market research, we are able to identify our potential and prospective clients. And then through that, we're able to identify target market, their locations. This can be within Nairobi, in specific areas within Nairobi, or even across the country. And then despite that, we engage in strategies such as field marketing through prospecting. We do cold calls, and we also do mail marketing. So through this, we're able to engage with different clients. We're able to meet different businesses, different institutions, and different organizations. And then after that, being able to address what we do and also pitch what we do to the clients or the prospective clients. Them also, we have different institutions, they have different cultures. So we get to understand also the client, the size of the organization, we understand the capacity of their employees, and through that, we are able to tailor make what we can offer to them. And then you realize that many institutions have already been established, so they have been here for quite some time. So you find us coming to offer this service, it might not be for the first time. So you also have to understand the current supplier. You also have to understand what the gap that is between the current supplier and what you can do to also help this client, and to also give them something that is affordable in condition to our current economic status. So through that, now we are able to give our proposal quotation to the client, and then you have the client now for more discussions and negotiations on the solutions that we can give to them. And then now when they come on board is when we can be able now to do the contractual, and then they turn from just being a potential client into an actual business. I hope I've explained well enough of how we do about it.
Thank you. You said your name is?
My name is Mary Gadara.
You said your name is?
Mary Gadara.
Oh, Mary Sang.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So you can see different people have got different processes. Now it all depends on your business. However, it is important that you align your process with the buying. You know, the buyer, how the buyer does their buying.
Sorry,
because some companies. Yes, go ahead, Vincent.
There is somebody I introduced to this group, and she is present. Mora Sagwe, could you kindly ask her to say something?
Mora, please say something. It's public demand. There is public demand that you say something. And I want to guide you saying something. What is your most difficult part when it comes to selling? Which process, which part of the process has been a challenge for you, Mura? Namtafuta hapa kwa simuoni, lakini I'm sure Mura, you're there. Yes, I can see her. Yes, Mura.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, Mura.
My name is Mora Sago. Okay, basically what I do is a retail fashion. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
So we have partnered with a platform that is called Shop Z2, an online platform. So once we make the product, once the product is made, we take it to for photo shoot, and then we upload it online, and then now it's put on the ShopZetu platform. For now, for the clients to see so that they can buy. That's what we basically
Yours
do.
is a B2B2C.
Yes, a B2B2C.
So what is your most, so for you, it's just the ShopZetu. That's the only client you deal with directly.
Okay, ShopZetu deals with the client. You get?
Yes,
us,
yes. So your
yeah.
client is ShopZetu.
Yes,
Yes.
for us, we
So
deliver
that's the only
product.
customer you have?
Yes, but ShopZetu has they have a policy. If you want to sell outside ShopZetu, you can also sell outside ShopZetu. It doesn't mean that the fact that you have signed a contract with ShopZetu, you'll only sell on ShopZetu.
And what is your product, Mora?
Our product is it's vitenge.
Oh, you sell kitenge. Ah, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay,
Awesome.
the company
Then your
name
process is very
Afla.
simple.
Yeah, the process is
Okay.
simple. Not that simple, but it's simple, yes. It's a simple process.
It's simple. It's one person. Yeah, but the danger is if ShopZetu closes, what happens to you? Anyway, it will not.
Fingers crossed.
No. It's. I mean, it's a risk. It's a big risk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So think about it. I'm just throwing it there.
Okay.
It's called. There's something called risk management. All right,
We'll
Mara,
think
thank
about
you so
it
much.
actually. Thank
you. All right. Yeah, so it's very important to, to think through your process. And I wanted to know, what is when it comes to that process, which is the most difficult part for you? And I want to ask who want to go to answer this question? Which is the most difficult? What has, in your sales process, which part of the process has been, like a bit challenging? Is it pitching? Is it customer discovery? Is it researching of the leads? What is it? Is it like the process is you research prospects, then you do a cold call, then you pitch, then it continues like that. So which part is the most difficult for you? Wangoi Kigodo. I'm just volunteering you because we can see you're fully present here. Wangoi, which is your most challenging part of your sales process? Is it getting prospects or getting the decision makers? Which has been the most challenging? Please unmute. Still muted. Oh, sorry. Oops. Sorry. I muted you by mistake. Unmute again, please. Mekata tena. Wakoi, you're still muted. I muted you by mistake. Let me send you another invite to unmute. Where?
Fast.
Okay. I can't be able to help her. All right. You can type in the chat which of the process, which part of the process has been most challenging? Is it finding the decision makers? Is it the pitching? Is it the closing? Which is the part that has been very difficult? Okay, Catherine says, the most challenging part is closing the sale. After presentation, maybe your product is costly, so decision making is low. With this economy, it gets tough to convince someone to buy a costlier product. All right, anyone else, please type your most challenging part of the process. As I continue, I'll check on that, and then we'll look at it. But when it comes to B2B selling, one of the things that I've noted, or one mistake that I've noted, is that majority of the salespeople, you actually don't know who you sell to. You know you sell to businesses. For example, who is this? Apollo. Sorry, not Apollo. The one who they're using Apollo. What's your name?
George.
Yeah, George, you're selling digital finance. Who do you sell to? Who is your customer?
Okay, so I can say our customer falls across all sectors, be it in construction, because we believe.
No, just give us three options.
Okay, we can say one is on construction, the other one is manufacturing, and as well as entertainment industry. Because we believe those are the people that they tend to do a lot of transaction on a daily basis.
Okay, so George is very clear that he sells to construction, entertainment, and I've gotten that one. But the question is, people don't buy from companies. It's not companies that buy. It is people in the companies that buy. And what I've noted is that many people, you just know I sell to, say, insurance companies. But who exactly in the insurance company do you sell to? Who exactly in the construction industry do you sell to? Who is this person who makes the decision in that company? And I want to ask that question to someone else here. Who is here? I'm seeing a photo of someone. Ephantus, come out. Who do you sell to? Are you in B2B or B2C? Okay, Ephantus is not here. Francis, now that you volunteered, just give us which companies do you target? Can you guys hear me? Well, it's Francis who can't hear. So, but you need to know who in those companies do you actually sell to? And once you know that, the number two thing is to identify, because it is people who do the buying. It's not the company that buys. And many times, or when we sent a message on what we'll be discussing, somebody asked me, how can a secretary be more powerful than the CEO? How can a secretary be the decision maker? Because you may be going to see the CEO because you think that the CEO is your customer. He may not be. He may not be the one who makes the decision. One, he's not the one who uses your services if you're selling software. So that means the CEO may not be the decision maker. So you need to identify who exactly is the decision maker. And do your homework. You need to know who makes that decision. Not only not paying the money. They may not be the one paying the money, but they're the ones who influences whether money is paid to you or not. Then identify what pain does that person have in that department. I'll give you an example. When I was working in corporate, I remember, and let me just brag a little bit. Even if you came to see my boss 10 times, and he will always send you to me. And if you ignored me, you will never get it done, even if you know each other. Because what he used to do is he had to pass it through me to ensure that, it is what the business needs. So I may be seated somewhere in a desk that I don't look like, someone, but I determined whether you get the business or not. So do not ignore, do not just assume that because he's the boss, he's the one who makes decisions. You'll go to some organizations, even if you say you target IT managers, it could be this one very good, technician who the IT manager trusts, and that could be the person who influences the decision. Please find out, do your homework and find your ideal customer. Somebody has said that the biggest challenge is to close. You know why you can't close? You've been selling to the wrong person. There's no way you're going to close, even if you do a good pitch, like, yenye inatoa nyoka pangoni. They will not buy because it's the wrong person, right? So identify their pain, identify their desires, their aspirations. What do they want to achieve? Remember, people buy services to achieve something. People buy products to do something with them. People don't just buy because it's a product in the market. So what is it that your solution solves? So identify what is the pain they have, and then you see, can my solution solve that pain? Sometimes it may not be the right solution, and it is good to acknowledge that. So the number 3 is to ask yourself, how do you solve that pain? How do you satisfy their desire or their aspirations? If you don't follow this process, you will keep going, you'll keep pitching, and then you will wonder why you're not closing deals, and you will blame economy for not closing deals, because so long as people have a pain, they will find the money to pay for it, okay? And then the other step 4 is to ask, where do you find those people? Because you know that in an organization, say you're selling IT services, or you're selling what? I've seen, let's talk about Irene, who is selling mental wellness services or training to organization. Who exactly is your customer? Is it the HR? Is it the CEO? Who is that customer? And once you identify, let's say it is the HR. Once you identify that our target customer is the HR, the next question is, where can I find many HR professionals? And how do you make them know you? So you need to know, where do you find them? Remember, people buy from people they know, like, and trust, because sales is a science. You must follow the process. If you don't follow the process, then you will not close the deal. To me, closing is not an end game. Closing, and maybe we need to change the name. Why do we call it closing? Why are you closing a sale? Because getting the business, getting the check means the beginning of a relationship. So we should not be calling it closing. It should be opening the relationship. I'm just thinking, because I don't understand why you call it closing. It should be starting, because only when somebody has paid you money, then you can say that now you have an intimate relationship. Now they belong, you're together, you partnered, and therefore you start walking another new journey. All right. So how do you make them know you? You need to have a good process. Like, for example, Irene says she makes the HR managers know her through a free webinar. So because she has identified who the customer is, the pains they have, how to find them, now she invites them. Now, I know cold calling works, but I always find it like, you're going out there, you're going to find people who don't know you. How about if you just drew them closer, like the way we are doing, they get to know you a little bit before you give them a call. It will make the work easier. It will make your process faster, because now they know you and they like you. I'll give you an example. I did a training in an organization. I just offered, like to give a 1 hour talk in a company. And after that talk, every training that they are doing in that company, they have to call me first to find out, can you do this? And if I can't, they ask me, can you give us someone who can do it? You understand? Why? Because now they know me, they know that we can deliver. So that's my opinion, and that's what works for me. I don't go I don't go out to reach people who don't know me, because, and if I reach them, is to invite them to come and get to know me, like the way you date someone, you invite them for a coffee. It's it's a subtle way of getting them closer to you. But you don't invite people who you don't know to, to a partnership. You need to get to know them. And then the other step is, how do I reach them? So they have known you. So how do I reach them? How do I ensure that I can meet their needs? Are we together? So I decided to look at this, prospecting business. When it comes to B2B prospecting, many people use different ways. If you follow that process of identifying who the person is, not the company, many people tell me, no, we sell to banks. Who is banks? Who in the bank do you sell to? You need to know that person, and you need to know what is the thing that stresses most in their job, so that when you understand what is the biggest stress they have, for example, for Irene, she knows, or I believe that she does, she knows that the biggest stress for the HR is performance. And because they want people to perform, and people are not performing because they have a lot of, baggage, they have disconnected with the organization, then the HR is constantly having to recruit. So the biggest stressor here is, keeping on recruiting. And if you work in an organization where they measure the turnover, then it means they have low score when it comes to turnover. And therefore, Irene, when she's doing her webinar, she will invite the HR to talk about how to avoid high turnover. And this is what I'm calling giving value. So this is where you do targeted content to talk about the pain that person is going through. But you can't do that unless you understand the pain. Then the other ways is networking events. I like to talk about networking. Some of you, when you go to networking, you're very busy dishing out your business card. Why? Why should people care about your business card? How about you change the approach and just go to be curious, genuinely curious. You've gone to this networking event, you temporarily shelve your desire to be known by the other people and simply find out what the other people do. So you're in a networking event, you've met Irene, and you're asking, Irene, how are you? What do you do? What do you sell? How do you sell it? Who is your target customer? Get to understand Irene's business. Now, when Irene is going home, even if they have not asked for your business card, they definitely gave you a business card. And even if you call Irene after that, Irene will be waiting for your call. Oh, I even forgot to pick your business card, because she feels listened to. Everybody is talking. Now, if you become a listener, then you win. So networking events are not just for you to go and dish out your business card. In fact, if you don't give out any business card, it's okay. But how many people have you listened to? And they have willingly given you their contact, so that when you call them, they know you, they like you already because you listened, and now you can start their trust relationship. Of course, there are people who do cold calls, as Saham has told us. Cold calls work. They do work. And I think one of these webinars, we need to talk about cold calling. But which one? I always ask, the people who know you versus the people who don't know you, which ones are the majority? Definitely, the people who don't know you are the majority. So when you're doing cold call, or I think it is important to have, created some warmth, either you've created some content, that you have enticed them with because you understand them. And then now you can give a call. There's the email marketing, there's social media, there's so many other ways of prospecting. And finally, it's referrals. A majority of you, I'm sure you'll say referrals work best, the best way to get business. Why? Because you're building on somebody else's trust. So when somebody refers you to their customer, they're saying, or rather to their friend, they're saying, my friend trusts me. And because they trust me, they will trust you because they trust me. Because people will only buy from people they trust. So if they're referring you to a HR, to an IT person, they have warmed the ground for you because they have jumped a step of knowing, they have jumped the step of liking, and even the step of trusting, because so long as Irene has referred me, then it is, a walkover because I got my foot in. Now it is now to find out, well, how can I solve their problem? So those are the different ways of prospecting. I'm calling upon you to create a very clear sales process. How do you get people to know you? How do you get them to like you? And how do you get them to trust you? And I always say it is good that let's stop being consumed by our desire to get money out of people's pockets. But when you meet the customer or when you're thinking about your customer, be consumed by the desire to help that customer. And that is where you'll find people like Francis, we realize they're in sales because it's about helping the customer, creating solutions that work for the customer, helping them succeed with the product you have created. And once you create that process, execute ruthlessly, Now, everything fails at execution. It doesn't matter how nice the process is, how beautiful it is. What we have seen is that execution is the problem. And that's why we say at 20X, we help you bridge the gap between what you know and what you do, because the execution gap is huge. You know what you do. Like now, we've discussed what you can do, but the question is, will you do it? All right. So it's easier said than done. Let me see in the chat what we have. Sam says one of the challenging is getting the decision maker. Yes, because if you're doing cold calling, it is unlikely that you're going to find the decision maker. Yeah. And it's not even the chain of command. It's just knowing who uses my product, who uses my services. Is it the, is it the cleaner? Is it the head of cleaning? Is it the head of HR? Or is it the assistant HR? You just need to know who is the one who has the pain that you can cure. And then approach that person. They will take you to the person who has the money. Why? Because they need that solution. Okay. Wangoi says most challenging process is prospecting. Yeah, in B2C, high sales model, sell property, plots and houses. My target is everyone. No, you can't target everyone. Your customers are not everyone. Your customers are your customers. Please identify them. Who are they? Who are those who need your solution? Okay. So because it's easier said than done, at 20X Entrepreneur, we have a solution for you, because the execution gap, yes, we have talked about what you can do. We have talked about how you can create your sales process, but there's a gap, the gap between what you know and what you do. And that is what we feel in the 20X Entrepreneur. We help you execute. We don't just do training. We don't just add on to your knowledge, but we hold you to execute what you, what you said you want to do. So what's next for you? We have 21 days sales challenge. This, we focus on changing of behavior. We know why you don't execute. And Irene has been teaching me that, there are many things that, you know, that causes people not to execute. And so 21 days, we know that it takes 21 days to change a behavior. That's what the researchers have said. So for 21 days, we want to be with you. We want to monitor you every day to see what it, you know, you come and set your goal, you tell us where you want to go, and then we monitor you every day as we train you to do what, and then we help you do what you said you will do. So for the first week, we focus on the freedom, on your customer, just being able to know who the customer is, clearly identify, is it the CEO, is it the HR? You know, it's that simple, but why don't you get it if it's that simple? Then on the week 2, we look at the many ways of killing the cat, lead generation, whether it's online or offline. That's what we focus on week 2. On week 3, we have something we call the 64-4 rule. Who are these people who will give you 64% of your business? I mean, who are these 4% who will give you 64% of your revenue? And that goes at 15,000 shillings. It's valued at 45,000, but we are offering it at 15,000 shillings. All right. Who is it for? It is for you if you're self-employed, that is, you're a business owner, whether you sell real estate, detergents, clothes, trainer, software, that is for you. And there's a part of sales that you really don't like a lot. So come, let's deal with it. Yeah. Or you've been hiring salespeople and they don't deliver results. Please send them to us. If your income has stagnated and you want to, you know, to break the camp and grow, it is for you. If you think sales is hard, please come. Okay. If you sell occasionally, what we call accidental sales, you know, the sales that last week uliuza moja, this week haujauza, next week uuze bili, third week hakuna kitu, then this is for you. Okay? And if you desire the freedom from working too hard and getting limited or no returns, that's for you. And we have a 12-week sales accelerator. This is where we compress time. We focus on, you know, 12 weeks, 3 months. This we expect you to double or quadruple your sales. Okay, so what we do, we compress time. We have weekly accountability sessions. This is coaching sessions just to see what are the difficulties, helping you unlock what is not working. Daily training and coaching, and our focus is that you grow your sales 2 times. So after 21 days, go to the 12 weeks, and this is where now we unlock the genius in you. And that, the value is 180,000, but it goes for 60,000 shillings. All right. And this is just a breakdown of how 12 weeks works. It's 1 hour. We do a 1 hour audit, just looking at your business, your products, you know, what is the value proposition that you offer. Then we have continuous training and motivation. These are self-paced. And then we have one-on-one, we offer one-on-one mentorship in the course of the 12 weeks. This weekly accountability and networking and collaboration. We see a lot of collaborations in the 12 weeks. All right. And not finally, but the next one we have is called the Sales Leaders Mastermind. This course, I created it because when I started my business, I hired a consultant to do for me a business strategy. And unfortunately, I got a copy of another business. And I had paid 300,000 shillings to be able to get a strategy. And later I had to figure out, how do I create a strategy? Now for this one, we don't focus on the whole business, but we look at helping you create a simple, clear, executable sales strategy that even if you give it to your 8-year-old, they know what to do. You know, your 15-year-old, they know what to do, where to go, and how to get the results. And then after that, so that's a document you come out with, you know, very clear. Now you can even start recruiting more salespeople because you're very clear. One thing we realize is that business owners lose their salespeople because They expect you hire me as a salesperson and I figure it out. They can't figure your business out. You're the one to figure it out and give them the blueprint. So we help you do that. This is purely for business owners or sales managers. If you're not a sales manager, if you don't have people you supervise, then this is not for you. And then we also create a sales generating machine. We call it a sales generating machine. This is a system that will help you produce sales daily and consistently. Then you also look at a system that helps you be able to know, recruiting, onboarding, training, and coaching, so that you're able to sell daily and consistently. This course is valued at 300,000. It is what you will pay somebody to do your strategy. And we are just charging you 80,000 shillings, and you'll come out being able to execute because it is your strategy for your business. So this is how it looks like. So on week 1, we look at your business model, focus on, what is your business model? Who is the customer? What's the value proposition? How do you position? What are the pain points that you solve? We look at that. Week 2, we look at your sales and marketing, your marketing strategy. And week 3, we look at your sales strategy. And week 4, we look at recruitment and performance management strategy. Then we have 3 months, every month we meet for accountability to say, okay, you are to work on your business model. How far are you? How far are you in executing your marketing strategy? So that's what we have for you. But Derek told me to give you an offer today that if you sign up for 21 days sales challenge before 14th of August, in the next 4 days, it will not be 15K, it will be 12,000 shillings. If you sign up for the 12 weeks, it will not be 60, it will be 55. And if you sign up for Leaders Mastermind, it will be 75K instead of 80K. So please sign up. You have 4 days and enjoy today's offer, today's discount. The way to get things started is to quit talking and begin doing. So please book your space. See you in class. Thank you very much. Any questions? Any questions? Any comments? Yes, Sam, cleaning.
Hello.
Hi, Mary.
Hi. So, okay, this is my first time here. First of all, I appreciate for this platform. It's actually very informative and insightful. My query will be how to engage into more of this, because I accessed it through a referral. Someone may have shared it on their WhatsApp status. So I'm not certain if they're going to do that next time. So would like to network and to know how we can be able to be joining you for this more often.
Actually, the link is the same.
Okay.
We meet every Thursday at 7 p.m. So just use the same link and you can share with your friends and your colleagues. Yeah. So we use the same link.
Okay. Okay.
It's the standard link.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Any other question? Irene, thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much, Irene, for your comment. Any comment, any compliment?
Sorry.
Yes.
Eunice,
Yes?
I just wanted to add for Saham that we do reach out to anyone who's been at the webinar and by email just to let you know where we are at and what we are doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll also reach out to you.
And you'll also get a recording of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So don't worry, you won't get lost.
Thank you, Brenda. That's Brenda. She's our business development at 20X, business development manager at 20X. All right.
For me, Francis here.
Yes, Francis.
For me, it's really thank you for the eye openers, I would call them. It was a good session, and I would love to pick up more conversation because I see areas of improvement in the business that I do. And I see we'll be able to have more chats, Eunice. You are doing good.
Thank you. Thank you, Francis. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Gotcha.
All right. So this is time to say